Good evening, everyone. Excuse the way that I look. I'm very tired this evening. It's been a long and discouraging day. It is Wednesday, February 17th, 2016. The time right now is 9:22 p.m. Like I said, it's been a long day, and Christy and I just got in not too long ago. We've been out all day. The people of the city of Flint, please pray for them. And please pray that God will place his hand of comfort upon all of them that are facing this crisis in the city of Flint. People, due to the water crisis, are beginning to panic. They're beginning to really start to worry and demand answers, and I don't blame them. But they're getting very, very discouraged. More and more people now, their homes are being boarded up, and they're being evicted, and more homeless on the street of Flint. Not to mention how many now are worried about their health and the health of their children. So many now being diagnosed with lead poisoning, and the people of Flint are starting to panic. I want to share something with all of you, and that's why I ask for prayers. Prayer warriors to just unite together, that God will place a hedge of protection around the city of Flint. He is the God of this city. He's the Lord of our nation. Because the people are getting desperate. I want to share an article that came out, and it has to do with the head of the NAACP, who is now calling for civil disobedience. And I'll be 60 years old this coming October, and I lived through the 1967 Detroit civil disobedience, where they declared martial law in the city of Detroit, the Detroit riots. And not only were National Guardsmen going up and down our neighborhoods, and in front of my house, I remember a man laying on my front grass. I was just a kid, and he was just bleeding from his head. And the United States military, the Army, were on the streets of Detroit and the suburbs that I lived in. I lived in a small town right on the outskirts of Detroit, and we had National Guard troops and the curfew. And I believe that such people like the head of the NAACP that are going out to Flint, demanding that within 30 days for people from all communities, other states, to come in and bring upon civil disobedience and civil unrest in the city of Flint. That's not the answer. God is the answer. But here's why I'm asking for prayers. This is an emergency. The people, they need some hope. And our ministry, we're doing the best we can. Please, let me share this with you. Please pray for the people of the city of Flint. I'm going to play this short video clip for you. It's from NBC News. And the people are discouraged. They're on edge. And we need prayer. We need prayer. Because if there is an uprising and civil disobedience, they will declare Flint in a state of emergency, and they'll declare martial law. And please pray. Let me share with you what the leader of the NAACP is calling for.
The leaders of the NAACP in Flint pushing Lansing for more progress on the Flint water crisis, or else.
Now, to date, Flint residents have received more than 300,000 cases of water, 100,000 filters, and nearly 40,000 lead testing kits.
But in the eyes of many, what they haven't received is much information on when or if they can safely drink their water again. Now the NAACP is giving the governor a deadline. NBC 25's Drew Moore was at the emotionally charged meeting earlier today. He joins us live in Flint with the details. Drew?
Sadie, there was no mincing words when the NAACP leaders were in town here today. They want answers. They want to know from Lansing when the Flint water crisis is going to be over and when those pipes are going to be pulled out of the ground. They want that information soon, and if they don't get it, there's going to be a lot more than bottled water flowing into Flint.
We're here to stand at the side of this community at the point of a global civil rights crisis.
The head of the NAACP comes to Flint frustrated over what they say is a lack of response from Lansing on the Flint water crisis, including a plan to replace those lead service lines.
We've not heard a timeline. We've not heard a deadline. We've not heard a price tag.
Leaders calling for the state of Michigan to fund Governor Weaver's $55 million plan to replace all the pipes within a year.
This needle needs to be moved for clean water and new pipes.
We know the government failed us. We know the government continues to fail us, and we know we will make them deliver on their promises.
And the NAACP says they're expecting to get some answers on how to fix the problem soon.
In the next 30 days, to deliver a timeline, a deadline, and a price tag for the replacement of the water infrastructure in Flint, Michigan.
Or else, they say, instead of asking people across the nation to send water,
to send bodies and conscience to Flint to engage in a mass campaign of direct action, civil disobedience in Flint, Michigan.
Calling for civil disobedience in Flint, Michigan, calling for bodies, giving Lansing, the state capital of Michigan, a 30-day limit timeline. Or they're calling for bodies. They're going to call for riots in the street. That's not the answer. The people of Flint have faced enough. Please, we need prayer. Please pray for God to intervene and bring peace in the land. He is the God of this city. He's the Lord of our nation. Thank you for listening.